Nintendo just released a brand new trailer for the Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, giving us a better look at all sorts of new content coming to the game, including a release date of March 26th, just 2 months away. There's a lot to go over in this new trailer of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, plus Meet Up in Bellabel Park. God, these titles are getting way too long and annoying to say. So, you know what that means. Ahoy folks, and welcome to another Toon Tris analysis. Ritz, grab that magnifying glass, cause we're gonna comb through this whole trailer to see what secrets and hidden details we can find. First off, let's talk about the elephant mushroom in the room, the new playable characters. Yes, characters plural, although it's a technicality. Rosalina has been officially confirmed. We knew about her from the original reveal, thanks to her accidentally being revealed if you zoom into a screenshot, but now it's official. She's confirmed to play just like Mario and the rest of the main cast, meaning she'll have access to all the power-ups. So we'll be seeing Fire Rosalina return from 3D World, as well as Drill Rosalina, Bubble Rosalina, and even Elephant Rosalina. Drill Rosalina will likely see her dress turn a dark gray, with the lighter gray spiral going down the dress, much like Peach and Daisy's designs. The top and bottom of her dress will probably keep their pale colors, but I wouldn't be surprised if they became the teal of the rest of her dress. Bubble Rosalina will give her a purple dress, not unlike one of her alt costumes in Smash. While not confirmed, this might mean we'll see a series of standees for Rosalina as well, since every playable character in the original game had one. The other new playable character is the Co-Star Luma. This orange Luma makes a triumphant return from Super Mario Galaxy 2, playing a very similar role to before. Unfortunately, this character is only playable in multiplayer, and serves as an assist character. Like Nabbit, this Luma is invincible, and can't use power-ups, but they do have the spin ability to defeat enemies. You can fly around the level with button controls, or even mouse controls. Presumably, this means when playing in single player, the Co-Star Luma either doesn't even appear as an option, or it just won't allow the player to confirm their selection if only picking Luma. While I'm a little disappointed that the Co-Star Luma is locked to being a multiplayer assist character, there's still something that feels great, seeing the ability to manually select a Luma as a playable character in a mainline Mario game. I love how prominent these little fellas are lately. It makes me really happy. Anyway, these are the only two new playable characters, and we can confirm this by looking at the updated character select screen. Honestly, this is still an incredible cast for a 2D Mario game. Rosalina also has a little yellow Luma that accompanies her during gameplay, but not all of the time. It's purely cosmetic, like the Luma following her in Mario Kart Wii, but I wonder what determines when this little one appears. We don't really see it with her that often. There's one more detail about Rosalina and Luma I'd like to talk about before moving on. This clip of Rosalina appearing, with the narration saying she's made a crash landing. I'm not really sure why Rosalina and Luma decided to leave the Common Observatory on a star shroom, nor why the star shroom then crashed, but it's funny to me that immediately upon crash landing, Rosalina and Luma decide, oh dang, something's happening here. Hold up Mario, we're gonna come help. But this clip, playing some of the Comet Observatory theme, seems like a cutscene for her appearance in general. The question is, when would this play? Part of the opening cutscene? We do see near the end that she's part of the intro cutscene now, when Mario and friends set off to save the Flower Kingdom. Next up, in addition to new playable characters, there's also a brand new power-up. We only see it for a short tease at the end of the trailer. The power-up is dropped from this bird, which has official artwork with Captain Toad, so it's likely part of the expanded Brigade, although we don't know its name. The seed it drops is actually a question block, and the power-up is a potted plant mushroom. We can see the way Mario powers up is by getting in the pot, and then taking on this plant suit, or flower suit. Flower Mario, perhaps? It's a cute costume, and we can see it allows Mario to spawn a flower that then rises upwards. So it creates a vertical platform? I wonder if there's more that this new power-up can do. Especially since making platforms makes it pretty similar to the bubble flower, which also allows you to create platforms you can jump on. Though the bubbles are more horizontal rather than vertical. The flower bud around the head will likely change colors for each character, since Mario's is red. According to the US page for the game, the power-up is called the Super Flower Pot, and it transforms Mario into his flower form, allowing him to throw flowers. So, Flower Mario sounds pretty accurate, actually. As I was literally exporting out this analysis to upload for all of you to watch, Nintendo also posted a little Japanese article that has this official artwork of what is apparently officially named Flower Mario. Take a look at this render for this power-up, it looks pretty great. Anyway, the other question is, when would this power-up actually appear? I'm not sure if we'll see it in many levels from the original release of Mario Wonder, but maybe it could be woven into them. Otherwise, maybe that means it only appears in new levels, which then begs the question, how many new levels will there be? So, now seems like a great time to talk about the new story and levels getting added to the game. The 7 Koopalings have stolen the Bellabel flowers of Bellabel Park. Notably, there are 7 flowers that get stolen, 7 Koopalings, and 7 worlds in the game, not counting the special world. Does this mean there were only 7 new levels in the game? This Pipe Rock Plateau Brigade tent looks to give a Bellabel flower when cleared. We see when interacting with it, Mario gets the call to fight Wendy. So it seems each world will have one of these tents, which takes you to a long level which leads to a battle against one of the Koopalings. And in this case, we see players need to dodge Wendy throughout the level before reaching a point to battle her. Despite Wonder Powers transforming her into a sorta Cheep, which is terrifying by the way, she still uses her rings as portals. So I suspect we'll see all the Koopalings transformed, yet still make use of iconic elements of their battles. So these should be interesting boss battles. Anyway, I think in addition to these 7 levels, there will probably be at least one climactic final level for this Bellabel Park saga, with the big one getting taken by all the Koopalings for one last fight against them all. This may not sound like a lot, but if you only count full levels, most worlds in the game have about 10 levels. 8 isn't far off, and for all we know, there may be more than that. But basically, in terms of content being added to the main story of Wonder, that's roughly another world, minus bonus levels, which isn't that bad. After all, the new content isn't only these Koopaling levels. In addition to all the multiplayer minigames around Bellabel Park, there's also what seems to be a world hub area in Camp Central. We could see a clip of Captain Toad and a new Poplin Explorer departing the area together, likely out to adventure and search for the Koopalings, since these are the 2 that we see the most on that adventure. Mario and Prince Florian are just below, seeing them off. There were a couple of Lumas seen here as well, in the lower right of this clip with Captain Toad, and down here on the left with a Poplin. Not really sure why or what they're doing though. Perhaps a lot of the depth to this Bellabel Park expansion is found here in Camp Central. We can see a brown Poplin studying some nearby ruins, depicting what seemed to be peace under the large Bellabel flower and a big crown. And down here, we see a carving of a Poplin watering a plant. And we see a few budding plants all over. So maybe this isn't only about collecting the Bellabel flowers that the Koopalings stole, but also about making Bellabel Park flourish with new life by clearing many levels. The trailer specifically spotlights the Toad Brigade training camp. These give tons of different missions to earn rewards, which are these blue water droplets. We can see a different screenshot in Bellabel Park where these are being collected like purple coins. So they're a form of currency earned by completing minigames in Bellabel Park and these training course missions. And since they're water droplets, they're probably used to make the park flourish, as I was thinking. Anyway, you'll get a set amount for clearing a course, plus bonuses. A bonus for the first time clearing it, and for playing in local multiplayer. While it's cut off by the banner, we can see the upper right says courses cleared. As you clear courses, you'll rise the ranks of the Toad Brigade. We can actually see the different milestones here: 2, 10, 25, 40, and 60. So at 60 courses cleared, which might be all of these little missions, you'll be named an Elite Explorer. Also, during one of these screens, we can see the R button lets you open the Brigade backpack. But what could be in here? Items? Another big portion of the Bellabel Park expansion is the Attraction Central, filled with 17 minigames to play in local multiplayer and 6 to play with local wireless or online. I'm not going to be going into these that much, as I covered these areas pretty extensively in my first video back in September, and this overview trailer lays them out pretty clearly. There's also a new assist mode, which makes characters invincible and immune to falling to their death, essentially making every character function like Nabbit, but they can still power up. It's accessibility, and overall, I think it's a good thing to have in the game, but I think it's a shame that this accessibility is locked behind a paid upgrade. Finally, amiibo. In my last video on this game back in September, I speculated from this amiibo stand that there might be some Mario Wonder series amiibo on the way, and I was right. Launching at the same time of this game, we now have an amiibo for Elephant Mario, Poplin and Prince Florian, and Captain Toad and Talking Flower. The latter is the biggest one in my eyes, as we finally have a Captain Toad amiibo. I'm definitely picking this one up. And with that about does it for this little analysis into the Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Bellabel Park looks to have quite a lot to it, more than I think most are giving it credit for. From what we're seeing here, it looks like it might be a pretty solid update in content. While it's hard to say how many brand new levels will be here, there are a lot of extra new little challenges. And those were a joy in the original release of Wonder, so I'm not complaining. Plus, we have a bunch of new minigames, and I'm honestly interested in checking them out. The multiplayer to Mario Wonder originally was kinda underwhelming to me personally, so I'm really hoping this makes it a lot better. And of course, I know I'll be playing through the whole game again as Rosalina. I just wish I could do it as a solo Luma. But what do you all think? Are you excited for the Switch 2 edition? Spot something you think I should have mentioned in this analysis? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for plenty more gaming goodness from me. The support all really helps out a bunch. But until next time, farewell everyone. Special thanks to my channel members at the Co-Star Luma tier. Kiss My Flapjack, Game Explain, Thale Caesar, Azure Pip, Swiftjar, and Simpsons703.